Bad Fish is a 2024 film. This is directed by Brad Douglas, written by Douglas, with a cast including Jonny Lee, Mark Schneider, Abby Wathen, and various others. The concept sounded interesting. It's not what I expected. It's not terrible. It's not amazing either, but it is watchable. It's about this mermaid who is killing people, attacking these fishermen, and as a concept, I don't hate it. It sounded like it was going to be a really maybe fun, maybe slightly cheesy horror film, but actually, while it is listed at least on IMDb as a horror, I would say it's not a horror in the slightest. It's more of a crime drama, which is not a bad thing if you're aware that that's the kind of film you're going into, but I watched it in the mood for a horror, as I usually am, and it just didn't deliver with regards to the horror aspect. There are a few scenes here and there where one could argue that feels like a horror scene, but in general, it more so has the atmosphere of a crime drama, as the characters are investigating what is happening and trying to get to the bottom of it. So if that's the kind of film you're in the mood for, and I have to say, quite unique, a crime drama focusing on a mermaid, not something I've ever seen before, so credit where it's due, quite a unique concept, but if you're looking for a horror film, there are only really a few moments where I could say I can understand why it would be marketed as a horror. The story, though, is generally well written. The characters are well written, the performances are very good. The horror aspects themselves are not necessarily scary, they're more cheesy, but again, I kind of expected this when I thought it was going to be more of a horror. I had a feeling it was more likely to be a kind of cheesy, fun horror than something that was going to be terrifying, but I was wrong about that. It is definitely, in my opinion, more of a crime drama. And yeah, I guess the investigation of that crime aspect, is it a crime though really if it's committed by a mermaid? I suppose technically. I don't know. If you have any strong opinions on that, please feel free to let me know. It's kind of like saying, is it a crime if an animal mauls somebody? Technically not, because animals can't break the law. So, I don't know, maybe that's just a discussion for another time. But either way, that's the atmosphere, and that part of it, I guess, works quite well. Visually, it's quite nice to look at. We have some good camera angles, some nice locations, and as I said, the characters and performances are absolutely fine as well. So it's not a great film. It's not the film I was expecting. But if you're in the mood for something that feels like a crime drama, but obviously with a bit of a twist, then maybe it's worth checking out. I wouldn't watch it again. Definitely wasn't what I expected, and certainly wasn't what I was in the mood for, but I wasn't bored. I didn't love it, but I would never say I was bored. That's not to say every scene is amazing and fantastic and gripping and compelling, but I never felt like it was dragging or like I was wishing it would hurry up and finish. So not a bad experience, not what I was expecting or hoping for, but if it sounds like it could appeal to you, then give it a go. Bad Fish is certainly quite unique, ultimately a decent enough film, and if it sounds like one that either you might enjoy or you're curious to see what it's like, then I guess I'm happy enough to recommend it.